1920s was almost like a lawless town of Western folklore. The town of Hollywood had been developed by men like C.E. Toberman and Sid Grauman, who decided how the streets should run and where the railroad would go through. They were the visionaries and knew that where orange trees, avocado groves, and dusty, unpaved country lanes ambled peacefully through the sprawling village, there would one day soon sparkle the jewel of the West, the luminary star in the fantasy of millions, the mecca of a new breed of hustler and dreamer, Hollywood. They helped decide where the studios should be built, because they controlled a lot of land, with the banking and insurance knowledge to back it up. Sid Grauman, who built Hollywood's palace and architectural temple, Grauman's Chinese Theater on Hollywood Boulevard, was the entrepreneur, and C. Toberman was the man with the knowledge of finance and insurance. Together with men like Mulholland and Doheny, they carved out the details of a large part of Los Angeles. In those days, the big silent screen stars built fantastic estates up in the hills that were usually copies of European castles or English manor houses. Mediterranean influence was very strong, and artisans were imported to create hand-painted ceilings, intricate tile mosaics, and hand-carved cornices, doors, banisters, and all the other lavish decorations that adorned these modern-day royal abodes. There was no income tax then, and the movies were beginning to pay their major stars fantastic sums. Mary Pickford and Charlie Chaplin both are reported to have earned in excess of $1 million a year, tax-free. Lesser luminaries, while not overnight millionaires, certainly had no thoughts of poverty, and most spent their newfound and seemingly never-ending supply of wealth on gratifying whatever whim occurred. Since they were tied to Hollywood studios and often worked a 6-day week, turning out full-length features in a matter of weeks, their spending was attuned to local self-indulgence, palatial mansions, expensive cars, lavish parties, and jewelry. Servants were no problem, and most were imported from Europe, where they had already been properly trained. In the midst of all this money and fame, most of the people had recently come from small towns and hard times. They really had no idea how to be the grand ladies and gentlemen of their own dreams, so they copied what they read about the powerful Eastern families and European royalty. However, in order to do that and carry it off with any semblance of reality, someone in the local palaces had to know which fork went where and when to serve what wine.